All right, everybody, this is Sportsman Bet. My name is Stephen Howson. That's Anton. Today we are talking European stuff. We are talking bets of the week. We have got another riddle, and we better be talking about the Manchester derby.
We had a nice couple of winners last week. Steve, you put up Man United to beat Manchester City at 10.5.
Ye of little faith.
10.5 on the exchange that were. What a price that proved.
Also had Marcus Rashford on my own at 10.5 as well for the first goal scorer.
Very unlucky with that one. And we also gave you Jamie Vardy to score first against Everton as well. 4.4 on the exchange there with that one. And as usual, we'll start today by giving away a £20 free bet. And last week, we asked you which player has played non-league, League 2, League 1, Championship, Premier League.
Royal Rovers.
He's played in the World Cup. He's won the Champions League. And the answer was Steve Finnan. So well done to Harry Burt, who commented on the YouTube video below. Get in touch, Harry, through Twitter. And you have got a £20 free bet coming your way, courtesy of Betfair. And we've got another little teaser for you this week. And we are asking which player who's played in the Premier League has played international football in 4 different decades. And I'll give you a clue. It's the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, and the 10s.
He played international football in all of them? He played in all of them?
He played international football in 4 different decades.
Wow!
And he's played in the Premier League. Let us know.
I reckon it were probably consecutive decades as well.
They probably were. But let us know in the comments below on YouTube, and you could be in with a chance of winning a £20 free bet. But
has anyone played in unconsecutive decades?
Oh, tell us if they have.
They probably have some random guy who took a sabbatical for 10 years and then came back just at the right time and has got non-consecutive. Anyway, yeah. What was that?
Manchester derby.
Oh, yes.
Manchester derby. What a day you had.
Let me go get my bucket out.
What a day you had last Saturday.
Oh, it was good.
Where do we start? How good were United? What a performance that was.
Against the big teams, you got to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer props. He's got the best record in that little top 6 mini league. That's the fact. Can't argue with that.
That is the fact. First team to beat Pep. Yep. First team to beat Pep twice at the Etihad as well. Not bad at all. That was the Manchester derby. And what a week for United there. 3 points against Spurs, 3 points against Man City.
Well, going into it, mate, we was like, we could get 0 points or 9 points.
Yeah.
We got 7. I don't know how many people would have thought we was getting 7 out of that week. Certainly not me.
It was fantastic to watch it. I had shades of Arsenal of United against Arsenal with Rooney and Ronaldo. I thought going forward at times in that first half.
We haven't got a midfield that's going to dominate a game, so you might as well just have it be super functional and bring it straight to the forward players and let them attack and get in behind. And that's what they did very, very effectively. United just have to figure out how do you deal with those teams that are going to sit back a little bit against you, and how do you overcome that? If and when we can figure out how to overcome that, then Manchester United might be a bit of a problem. We're in that sort of weird phase that Liverpool was in a few years ago. Liverpool was very good against the top teams, always top of that top 6 mini league, and then they'd get turned over by Bournemouth, Crystal Palace.
And is that because you were suited to playing on the counter, would you say?
I think so, and that was what they was going through at the time, and then you just add in that little bit of quality, that little bit of flair, that little bit of consistency, and then...
A Kevin De Bruyne is what you really need, a feeling midfield.
Well, I think anyone gets improved by Kevin De Bruyne, don't they?
I want a girlfriend with nice big boobs and nice derriere, but we can't all have them, can we? And United are now 5 points off top four, and it got me thinking.
Could be down to 2 this week.
Could be down to 2. What is best for United? Would you rather finish top 4 to qualify for the Champions League, or would you rather win the Europa League? How would you see
these? Well, look, Anton, here's how the cookie crumbles, our kid.
Tell us.
Football is about winning trophies. So if you ask me, top 4 all the way.
Top 4 all the way,
it's too much of a gamble, isn't it? It's like going, listen, I could either pay my rent, or I could put this rent money on the lottery and pay all my rent.
And do you think they're going to finish in top 4 under Ole?
I think we can. Whether we do or not, let's get through this Christmas period. Let's see who we buy in January. I think the picture's going to start to take shape there now. We've got Chelsea going through their little bit of a rough and tumble sort of time. Yeah. If they keep dropping points, Spurs don't quite get a full grip of everything that's going on, or they look great outside of playing United, then we'll start to see. Spurs are going to push us hard. I think Chelsea are going to push us hard. I don't think Arsenal are going to have any sort of say in this whatsoever. So let's see how it all goes down.
And how important is it for United to be in the Champions League in terms of bringing in signings and big names? Do you see it as that has to happen?
No, I don't think it does. No, I think United.
Is that through the strength of the academy and stuff like that?
No, I just think that we pay astronomical wages.
Yeah.
That's always going to attract people. Look, Manchester City managed to build what they've got without the Champions League initially.
Yeah.
And then they did start getting into it consistently. But they managed to attract ridiculous players without the Champions League because people will buy into, I hate the term, but it's out there, the project. So if people look at what Ollie's doing, they go, I don't mind, I'll be a part of that. Let's say Erling Haaland, let's say he's like, do you know what, I've worked under Ollie. I wouldn't mind a chance to lead United for a good few years. They will be in the Champions League eventually at some stage, I think. So I'm going to have a bit of that. And that's what you've got to go and try and find. Look, when we was out of the Champions League the last time, we brought in Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Mkhitaryan and Paul Pogba. So I think we can definitely bring in players. I mean, like Real Madrid and Barcelona were sniffing around Pogba. We still signed him. We made world record fee for a player without any Champions League football. Now, long term, of course, Man United. Look, I'd rather be playing Juventus than AZ this week. Yeah. Last year's Champions League run was phenomenal. The names alone, PSG, Barcelona, Juventus. I mean, this is what you exist to do. That's what we want to be competing in. But you have to say, where we are as a club at the moment, being realistic, Europa League it is.
Spot on. I've actually been having a look at the odds for both United to finish in the top four and then for the Europa League. So for the top four at the moment, we've got Liverpool. That's done. They're finishing top four.
Are they finishing top four? Yeah.
Man City 1-33. We've got Leicester 1-5. Chelsea 8-11. And then we've got Man United at 4-1. Fives on the Betfair exchange to finish in the top four. Interested by that?
No,
not interested.
No, but I think we will. I think it's probably right. It's probably fair odds, but yeah, it's not tempting, is it, at that price?
I've also been having a look at the Europa League winner market, and I must stress that we are filming this on Wednesday before the Champions League fixtures and then Europa League on Thursday.
Yes, we don't know everybody. We know a few teams that are coming out, like Inter and that, and Ajax.
So last night we've had Inter, Ajax, Salzburg, Benfica all go into this market, and Inter 7-1, Ajax 10-1, but most importantly, Man United still top of the market there, 11-2 to win the Europa League. And like you say, I think we almost need to wait for the picture to develop after the new year.
Not just that, see the draw. See who gets who.
Yeah, definitely. And into the, for me, that depends whether they're still in the race for Serie A. We had a very similar situation last year with Napoli, where they almost kind of off through the Europa League because of the importance of Serie A.
Damn right.
And so we've got to wait and see. But 11-2, I think it's a fair price.
Who's the big outsiders there? Malmo and Feyenoord. Why is Feyenoord below so many people?
I think they've been having a shocker this season. Feyenoord, they have. But having a look ahead to the weekend, Steve, United are home to Everton on Sunday, and this is quite
big dunks, Everton.
Big dunk. Oh, I love that passion from him last week, running down that line. Brilliant.
He's a fan, isn't he? He's obviously he's not a local, but the guy is. He became a legend at Everton, and very much in the vein of what's going on with Solskjaer, and very much in the vein of what's going on at Everton. Has everyone just gone bollocks? Let's appoint a club guy.
Lundberg, Lampard, it seems to be the way forward, doesn't it, at the moment? But having a look at
who would City appoint?
Sean Gorter, I think, could have to come
Is
in.
Gorter done? Micah Richards, like there's not a long list, is there?
Some real dogs knocking about.
Sunji High, maybe.
But anyway, Man United.
Derek Boyata.
Man United 1.85 to beat Everton at the weekend, which is
rubbish. It's rubbish. Let's be honest.
Short for me. Everton 4.8, the draw 3.8. What are you saying for your bet? And how do you see this one going?
Right, United aren't all that at keeping clean sheets of late. We've been a little bit of a leaky tap at the back, but I fancy us to keep a clean sheet against Everton. Now, Richarlison, that's a player that could definitely hurt us.
Richarlison in the air, I've been impressed with. Like, he's scored a good few in his head this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, for a Brazilian, it's not something you expect him to be a bit of an English number 9, do you? And with big dunking training.
Calvert-Lewin
could be interesting.
Bagged a couple last week as well. He was saying he's been working closely with
I don't rate Calvert-Lewin. I know I'm definitely setting myself up to get clipped up to shit here, but I don't think that Calvert-Lewin is on the level of of a striker we need to be worried about. Richarlison definitely is. But their 11's great. That's what I think Everton fans was miffed with, really. Because, I mean, Silva was on out, like, he's going list for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But if you look at that team's good, and that's why they were angry, because they knew they should be getting a better tune than they were getting out of that team. Definitely. It wasn't like where you go, well, our team's terrible.
They have got some quality there, haven't they? Really?
They really do.
Nice balance about them at times as well.
Apart from a goal scorer. So I think if they got a goal scorer, they'd be an absolute threat, but they haven't. So that's why I think United are capable of keeping a clean sheet. And I'm going for 2-0, and I believe it's about 8-1.
2-0 Man United. Yeah, that's about 9s on the Betfair exchange there. And I'll tell you what, after your winner last week, Steve, I might be having a
roll me, mate. On
a roll. And I also had a winner for you, as I mentioned last week, with Vardy to score first for Leicester against Everton on Sunday. And I've got another 2 for you. My first one comes on Saturday tea time. And I am backing Danny Ings to score first in Southampton v West Ham at St Mary's. And we know Ings is a man in form at the moment.
And West Ham are not.
They are not. Ings has scored in his 5 consecutive games now. I don't know where that has come from.
Do you know what? I think that's a mad bet, because I think that's just going to grind to a halt anytime soon.
Do you think so? Yeah. All good things have to come to an end. But out of those 5 consecutive games which he's scored, 3 of them he's had the first goal. And for me, you're looking at about 4-1, 5-1 on this happening against the West Ham defence, which I was not impressed with on Monday against Arsenal. I thought Arsenal were there for the absolute taking on Monday. They should have finished them off. They didn't. There was suspect defending. Do
you know what? Not just that. They got a bit of a goal threat themselves, and they do create chances, and that's what annoyed me a little bit about that game against Arsenal, is that they easily could have doubled their lead at times.
Definitely. So yeah, I'm going for Danny Ings to score first at around 5.4 on the Betfair exchange with that one. And my second one comes on Sunday, where Wolves host Spurs.
1-1 by any chance?
And you know me, Steve. If you've watched this show, you'll realise that I've backed a few times this season 1-1 Wolves correct score. And there's good reason for that, because 43% of Wolves' Premier League games this season have finished 1-1. Quite a remarkable stat.
It is a lot.
That is 7 of 16 games.
For the race for top 4, that would do us no harm whatsoever. I think that puts them about 4 points off us if we get a win.
So they're 6 and 7 respectively in the league, of Wolves and Spurs. And 9 of Wolves' games this year have been a draw. And I can see this one being a stalemate on Sunday.
As a United fan, I think a 1-1 there, that puts a little bit of distance. If we can get the business done against Everton, that is. And puts a bit of distance there.
And I think both managers would be happy with a point there. I know Jose's games have been quite high scoring since he's come to Spurs, but I feel it's a matter of time to tighten defence.
Outside he's like, hey, loads of goals. Inside he's like, lads.
So yeah, having a look at the prices again with the bookmakers, about 6-1. We'll be getting about 7s, 8s on the Betfair exchange there. So after 2 out of 3 winners last week, have a do on these. And don't forget, let us know the answer to this week's teaser in the comments below on YouTube, or just simply let us know your bet for the week, any kind of prediction, and we'll have a £20 free bet going to one of you at random next week. I think that about wraps it up for this week.
Does about wrap it up, yeah. But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Get any of your comments, queries, questions and abuse in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one. Latest.
Goodbye.